Good morning, everybody. So, just gonna jump right into it. We've all heard terms, albeit not in a classroom setting, we've all heard terms like this: Yankee, Hick, Kraut, Red, Commie, Charlie, Haji. And while this is really odd to hear this in a classroom setting, it's sometimes not so weird. It's almost expected. I mean, you know, we've heard these things. They're terms basically used to disparage our enemies. We've had them thousands and thousands of years. The whole idea is that simply we're trying to dehumanize and demonize our enemy. Because ultimately, despite the fact that we're all planning on being in the military at some point, we're still humans. And the issue is that we don't really get along well with the idea of just killing people, even if we don't know them. It's weird. It's something that's a gut-jerk reaction you don't want to do. You don't want to be a part of that. But unfortunately, sometimes it's a necessity. If you'd like to follow along, got your bullet right here. It's on page 8. I'm going to be talking about a specific poem, the Al-Harishma weapons market. Really, this is a genesis out of the 2005 event where Brian Turner, a veteran of the Iraq War, came home and published his works. Now, these works were probably not meant to be actually published. They're simply an R&R sort of way of getting through the day, him getting to the next step, just trying to survive. It was his refuge, his sanctuary. But really the poem has 3 parts. The whole idea is it's trying to unmask this faceless, nameless, evil weapons maker, weapons vendor that we often see as, oh, they're a war profiteer helping our enemies. Well, that's just not true. They're still humans, they still have a story. This poem goes in and discusses the fact that, indirectly rather, that this is a man who's cleaning up shop for the night. He's trying not to think about his friends who are now serving as Iraqi policemen who may be being killed by his weapons. And he's trying to remain stoic and calm. And then you see that he goes home. He receives his name. Because up until this point, later in the poem, about the 3rd stanza, he's a nameless, faceless man, just like many of the other people we see as our enemies. We finally realize at the end that his name is Akbar. He's a son Habib. Starts chai for the boy, takes care of him, puts him to bed. In the middle of the night, tracer rounds, bombs, sound of war, wakes up the boy, and he comes to his dad. The dad stays strong for him. It's one of those moments where you realize that there's a certain level of stoicism, and by that I mean he can't show his son that he's scared, because otherwise the boy has nowhere else to turn. So they both sit there scared, Akbar trying to hide this from his son Habib, and they wait it out. He tells his son, it's just stars in the night sky going from this one dark place to the next. In a larger context, what this is getting at is that, again, faceless, not nameless, and these people have their own stories. They're often impressed. Akbar doesn't want to be a part of this, it seems like. If you read through, most people that we will fight are often impressed. They're often victims of circumstance. They're simply trying to get by and take care of people they love. They have their friends, they have their loved ones, people they care about, people that have been a part of a tragedy in their life that are no longer with them, they still remember every day. In this case, people are fighting for, or Akbar in this sense, is fighting for selling for his son. He's trying to take care of the boy, he's trying to provide for him. More money than he could provide in most jobs in a year. The other issue is that we don't think about, and unless you really read into this one, there's no mention of a significant other for Akbar. There's no mention of a wife. Who was Habib's mom? Who was this man's lover at one point, who they conceived a son together? Considering that between 9/11 and October 2013, 1 year ago, there's a minimum of about 152,000 deaths between Iraq, Afghanistan, and Pakistan. It's highly likely that Habib's mother is actually dead. That this is what Akbar is dealing with. He's trying to, as a single parent, take care of his son and reconcile the useless death of the woman he loves. She brought him part of the fighting. Anyway, overall, you see what I'm trying to get at, right? We can't just simply go out, I want to fly an A-10 and just mow the enemy down with 30mm GAU-8 cannon. You got to realize that these people still have lives, and we can't just succumb to the emotions and propaganda of wanting to go out and fight the war. We have to see war as a last resort and necessity. Otherwise, that's the dark path of fear, anger, hate to atrocities.